What's going on, gamers? This video is going to be about the PlayStation versus Xbox publishing war in 2026 and who's going to do a better job, and how Microsoft, if they want to be a strong publisher, cannot afford the idea that is being spouted right here. Nothing against Jez or anything, but I'm still trying to figure out what's with this straddling the fence and jumping back left or right with things that make no sense. And what I mean by this is Xbox are reportedly considering a return to exclusives. So you're going to lose PlayStation third-party revenue. You're going to lose... Wait, is you going to try to make it on PC only? Because your next device is going to be a PC. Do you think the series is going to sell 30, 40 million more consoles and you're going to have a huge base to compete with PlayStation again and be exclusive, not share anything with Nintendo either, and make no money or profit because you have a dead market because of Game Pass on there? You're not making any sense to me here. Why are we still like going back to this mentality? It doesn't make any sense. Well, because Sony's doing it. Sony can do that. You know what I mean? They have an independent market that can stand on its own. PlayStation Plus is only on there. It's not sitting there with extra 2 on PC looking to make other revenue and on mobile. No here. Sony's publishing is already looking well. Starfield is failing on PlayStation. So far in 2026, looks like the publishing of Xbox is not doing well. PlayStation exclusives from last year like Ghost of Yotei, they're trending with the PC though. That's Kojima's. Helldivers is still selling. Soros is about to drop. Sony had Neo as a timed exclusive on consoles, but the point is the PlayStation publishing this year is looking incredibly strong. The Marvel game coming out, Wolverine. Like, if we really look at what Sony's doing and the games that they're going to be sharing with PC as well, MLB The Show, which is doing what it usually does, their publishing is looking solid, looking good, and looking like it's going to be well. Sony's publishing, I could say I can trust to be something that I can say that's going to do well. I don't know if the Gears of War Emergency Day or E-Day is going to blow up and be amazing. I don't know that. I don't know if Fable is going to flop. I hope it doesn't. I know Forza is going to do amazing, right? I think that and Marvel Wolverine can pretty much match each other when it comes to sale, though that's going to be an exclusive only. Like Soros is going to be an exclusive only. So, like, thinking about like this idea of there are very, very big discussions regarding exclusivity internally in Xbox. What sales are you going to get on a dead console? Sony's going to destroy you in publishing. You're not going to be able to compete. And Nintendo publishing is going to take off too. So I'm trying to figure out. You're not getting Phantom Blade either. Like, what are you going to do? Like, what sales are you going to get on Xbox? Halo going on PlayStation was already announced. So it seems like this statement kind of reminds me of what Matt Booty said when Asha was saying, hear you, right? And then you had her saying, no, we're not doing exclusives for now. We're not thinking about it. How are you going to return to it unless you plan on selling at least another 20 to 30 million consoles? How are you going to do that? You can't even sell 2 million. How is your publishing going to be strong without PlayStation? Without Steam? Without the Switch 2? That's what you need to expand out more than anything. This was the idea that was being pushed for the longest. And now all of a sudden you think you could backpedal to think about that? No, it doesn't make any sense. So according to Jez Corden on XB2, there are very, very big discussions regarding exclusivity internally at Xbox. Recent reports also suggest Xbox leadership is actively debating whether its long-term future is better served as a multi-platform publisher or by rebuilding the value of the Xbox ecosystem through first-party exclusives. How, when you're moving out of the console industry and going into PC? It's just going to be your stuff on PC and the Windows Store on PC or the Xbox app. It's not enough. Call of Duty has to go to the Switch too. Everybody knows that. That's in development. Call of Duty has to be on PlayStation. It's the biggest base. I'm trying to figure it out here. You know what I mean? As a publisher, that's your main goal now. Your strongest suit is to be third party. Xbox needs system selling titles that give players a reason to invest in a new console. It's not a new console. It's a PC OEM model. You're not going to do anything new a PC can't do except have some older Xbox games that barely anybody plays, because nobody's going to go get a console because you could play older games. If that was the case, the Xbox One would have sold like hotcakes, and so did the Series. But it sold lesser than Xbox One, and you got full backwards compatibility support. It's actually really good. But nobody bought it. Because nobody's buying a console to play older games that they can already play on the current console. Nobody's graphic cores like that. That's insane. Definitely now more than ever where you can get 60 frames per second. So I'm looking at Microsoft's like publishing this year. State of Decay 3 has to be a really good game. I think the game could be fine, but what is it going to sell? If you think by trying to make those games exclusive on Xbox, your publishing is going to tank down into the abyss. And it's going to be absolutely abysmal. It's going to be embarrassing. You're not going to have anything but an overpriced Game Pass that you have to drop down on that too. That is tanked down your sales on your console. So how could you recover your market when Game Pass is still sitting there? What are you going to take all games off of Game Pass and change that? You're trapped. It's like you're imagining that just because nepotism is happening, that something amazing is about to happen and this new change is going to come. Though I mean, who are you trying to fool? I don't know. I'm not falling for none of it because I don't care, because I'm not going to get caught up in that nonsense. But I will criticize it, and I will come in and give my take and say that what are you going to do by keeping Forza on Xbox? You're going to see the results by not having it on PlayStation, only on PC. With that, and when you go on there, you're going to see how good it sells. You're going to see the results of Halo on PlayStation, State of Decay 3 on PlayStation. See what I mean? Because that's what you have to do. If you try that now, how? Nobody buys stuff on your market like that. It's going to be terrible. And all that money you spent to make those games, you're going to go into sinkhole. It's going to get you shut down. But obviously that's not going to happen because I don't believe it. It makes 0 sense. Because it's counterproductive to publishing profit. So this is how Xbox fans will treat Asha going forward, especially if we do turn to exclusive. This, dude, I swear, this is the only base in the industry that continues to sleepwalk without realizing the penalty here. Yeah, it would be cool, but it doesn't make any sense. Now, shutting down that everything is an Xbox is smart. Cool, yeah, because that's stupid anyways. But excluding PlayStation will only lead to more Starfield levels of hate. We've seen how they treat exclusive games when it's not on their platform. Dude, this base, like, and just the ideas and the confusion that is left to right does not make any sense. Why are you doing that? It doesn't make any sense. Exclusivity sells consoles and help build better games. People want to feel like they're special. Yeah, if you're in a good position and it works and you're selling hardware, you have to have a base to sell exclusives. But when you have a dead base, and a lot of people are moving to PC now, some people went to PlayStation, and you're not selling at all, your consoles are not cheap or affordable, you have no identity anymore. The only way to build that is to do something that actually works for the route that you're going. And all the content creators you got pushing that, and then now they look at this just like, you're not making any sense. So it's looking like, I feel bad for any dev that gets their game become a Microsoft exclusive. Xbox needs to make money. That is their primary reason to exist as a business, and making money means placing your product everywhere possible. Yeah, literally. So, holy FY, such a dumb idea. Xbox brand is dead. Release the games on all platforms. So this means PlayStation will continue to have no games to play. Yeah, okay, dude. No. No, yeah, that doesn't make any sense because PlayStation's made more money than ever historically. And they have more exclusives now dropping this year than ever. We've seen all the games they got coming to PlayStation. That's what I said. Sony publishing is looking very well, and they're not confused, and they know where they need to put their games or where they don't need to put them. And they're not going to have somebody come out and say this for them, because that's not going to happen. I feel like when it comes to Xbox, they're still lost, and they're trying to find out what they need to do when it's pretty obvious. Publishing and lowering the price of Game Pass. So your publishing needs to expand. You do not have a choice. Like the dude putting on the Halo shirt. You cannot try to counter all that. It doesn't make any sense. It's happening. Halo has to go to PlayStation. You're not going to not do that. Forza is going to PlayStation. State of Decay is going to PlayStation. Gears is going to PlayStation. You've been promoting and advertising that. You don't have a choice. Wolverine is not going anywhere but on PlayStation. Intergalactic is only on PlayStation. Spider-Man 3 is only on PlayStation. Soros is only on PlayStation. Ghost Yote is only on PlayStation. Demon Souls, Bloodborne is only on PlayStation. Gran Turismo is only on PlayStation. Astrobot is only on PlayStation. You see what I mean? Like, and these games continue to move. Marathon, Sony launched this year, did not do what it needed to do, but they still are getting publishing for that. I think Marathon is definitely something to worry about right now. But Bungie needs to get Destiny 3 out and they'll be fine. But the thing is Sony dropped a lot of games and is dropping a lot of games this year. They're in a really good position. Now, I think I'm kind of looking at the Bungie acquisition, kind of like how I'm looking at the Bethesda acquisition, which like, I think y'all both made some mistakes in a certain extent. But if we want to talk about publishing, PlayStation is looking good. And they got the GTA 6 to come back them up, and they're going to be getting all the focus of attention with that. But outside of that, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about Xbox versus PlayStation publishing in 2026? Do you think that Microsoft is kind of in trouble, or do you think they will be fine? Why do they keep on having these confusion pop-ups all over the place? Remember what Matt was saying not too long ago. And then like this new CEO, Asha, coming in and saying certain things, saying here you then no, we're not doing this. And then it's like, you're doing this again with your base. Like this is what it means by like you need to ground yourself and be solid. Because PlayStation users are just going to keep laughing. And the people who are only PC gamers, Nintendo gamers, they're just going to be like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? You need to know what you need to do, and you need to follow through with it and stick with it. The problem is that never happens. It's always all over the place. And then the people who are there supposed to be working together speak against each other. Where does it make any sense to do that? That's what I don't understand. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Once again, not making any sense. This literally makes zero sense, and it will not work from a business perspective. I don't think Satya would ever think about this because he needs that money back. You spend on Activision and everything else. It costs 100 million, 150 million to make a game like Forza, make a game like Gears. That costs a lot of money. How are you going to get that back? Only on Xbox? That doesn't make any sense. No, not going to happen. You need PlayStation. You can't get away from PlayStation. That is your huge market where you can make the most money with your products. You need Nintendo too, just like you need Steam. There's no avoiding this. This is just something everybody already knows. So, yeah, I think when it comes to 2026, PlayStation Publishing is going to be doing very well. I'm pretty sure MLB is doing what it's usually doing. Sony's going to be fine. I think they're going to take 2026 when it comes to publishing, but I think Forza will be fine. All the other titles, I don't know what to say, because Fable's looking like it's going to have some serious competition. Let's see if it outsells the Marvel fighting game. I don't know. Let's see what Sorrows can do. Could it do a couple million? I think so. Ghost is going to continue to sell. Helldivers is continuing to selling. I don't know about Death Stranding, but that's Kojima and them. That's not really something that I think that's going to sell a lot. What else could Sony have around the corner as well? We got Kena as well, and a couple other games they haven't announced. Nintendo still has some heavy hitters coming as well. But what will Microsoft do? Because that's the only thing that's left for them. They have to be good as a publisher. They cannot afford to abandon this. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about that topic. Later, y'all. Peace out. Have a great day.